Mm.
Hello, good morning everyone. Finals na tayo and we are now here in Module 9. We will be discussing Saint Thomas Aquinas' natural law and its tenets. So, yung focus ng Module 9 natin is, kumbaga, saan nga ba nagmumula or saan nga ba nag-originate yung morality, the human morality? Since nung previous discussions natin about kung mare-recall nyo pa yung idea about situationism, emotivism, intuitionism, ano pa ba? Situationism, and also yung mga previous pa about moral and non-moral standards. So, connected siya dito sa idea ni Saint Thomas Aquinas. So, yung idea ni Saint Thomas Aquinas is that more on objectivism siya. So, meron tayong benchmark. There is this standard na kung saan doon tayo nagbe-base kung ano nga ba yung tama o mali, or let's say kung ano nga ba yung mga morally acceptable or unacceptable actions or behaviors. So let's begin. So here are the learning objectives. So una, recognize the meaning of natural law and its relation to ethics. So dito sa natural law, kung makatitingnan lang natin, ano nga ba yung connection ng natural law sa human ethics and human morality. So itong natural law, we will be discussing that later. So number two, i-explain din natin kung saan nga ba nagmumula itong natural law. Paano siya ibinigay sa atin ng divine creator or the what we so called God. And number three, perceive happiness as constitutive of moral and cardinal values. So dito, how can we achieve this happiness na sinasabi ni Saint Thomas Aquinas? So dito sa happiness, hindi siya yung para siyang self-indulgent or sabi natin nakukuha natin through pleasure. So yung sinasabi dito ni Saint Thomas na happiness is yung eudaimonia na sinasabi natin. So itong eudaimonia, para siyang state of happiness na nare-reach lang natin through our virtuous actions, our good actions. So, yun, yung mga learning objectives na we will be discussing. So, let's first dive in muna dito sa the context of Christian ethics. So, kung meron man sa inyong mga non-Christians, mga Muslims, or the religion of Islam, or mga non-Christians like mga atheist or let's say yung mga other perspectives or beliefs. So, this is for educational purposes lang, no? So, I won't be preaching about Christian ideology. So, kumbaga, let's just explore lang this idea of Thomas Aquinas. So, human beings are special creation in an art of Him, created for a reason in order to ultimately return to Him, or what we so call the final end. Since yung purpose ng sabi natin yung Christian beliefs is that create tayo ng God to worship Him. And at the end, kumbaga, ito yung sinasabi nating salvation, kung if you are familiar with it. Kumbaga, our ends, kumbaga, our human ends is that, kumbaga, we created by God, and in the end, babalik din tayo sa Kanya through this salvation na sinasabi natin. So, Thomas Aquinas' Magnus Opus, or his work, Summa Theologiae, is grounded and follow the trajectory of the story. So, yung idea ni St. Thomas Aquinas is that nakafocus siya sa Christian ethics or the Christian beliefs. So, ayun. So, there are three parts of St. Aquinas' Summa Theology. So, humans must recognize and acknowledge God. So, ito yung pinaka-main focus niya is that as a human being, kailangan nare-recognize natin that there is this supreme being na sinasabi natin. Kumbaga, sa kanya nagmula ang lahat. And at the same time, siya yung ending or siya yung final end ng lahat ng creation in this universe. So number two, humans in pursuit of happiness is only through God Himself, not on earthly desires, instead salvation, to return and unify with God. So yun yung sinabi ko kanina, our yung sinasabi kong eudaimonia or the true happiness is achieved only through our virtuous action, and ito rin yung pag-follow natin, or let's just say kumbaga simple following sa kung ano nga ba yung ginugusto ng Diyos. Since ang kagustuhan ng Diyos is only for the greater good of every creation. So, He did not create this, what we so call the concept of evil. So, we'll be discussing that soon. So number three, salvation is through God's grace, which is embodiment of Jesus Christ. So saka lang natin ma-meet yung final end, or saka lang tayo makakapag unify with God through Jesus Christ. So as a sabi natin tagapagligtas, kumbaga kailangan as a human being, kailangan nire-recognize natin itong our Savior, or what we so call that, which is Jesus Christ. So, kailangan as a human, kailangan isinabubuhay natin or pinapractice natin yung mga ideology, yung mga sabi natin yung mga pangangaral ng ating Panginoong Jesucristo in order for us to unify with God eventually. So, that's the three parts of Saint Kina's Summa Theology. So, let's just have a little background on or with Thomas Aquinas or Thomas de Aquino. So, yung idea niya is based on the idea of Aristotle. So, si Aristotle ang may, sabi niya, proponent ng idea of eudaimonia. So, inadapt ni Thomas Aquinas yung idea of eudaimonia. So, Universal Doctor of the Church. So, birth, 2025 at Italy. So, namatay siya on March 7, 1274 in Italy. So, he studied at Benedictine house in Naples. So, his parents were Landolf or Count Aquino, nephew of the Emperor Frederick Barbossa, and Theodora Rossi, a descendant from the Norman Baron. So, based dun sa family background niya, so, galing siya from noble family. So, very famous. So before him, talagang kilala na yung family nila. So he's an Italian Catholic priest, so no doubt, definitely. Since yung idea niya is more on the Christian ideologies. So philosopher in the Angelic Doctor. So an angelic doctor is a title given to saints who are recognized as a giver of a particular important insights in the understanding of Christian doctrine. So si Thomas Aquinas is marami siyang naiambag as when it comes to understanding this Christian doctrine. So marami siyang nai-contribute to truly understand, to fully understand the concept or the doctrine of um, Christian beliefs. So he was hailed as the father of the Thomistic school of theology and defender of the Catholic faith because of his two books, the Summa Theologica and the Summa Contra Gentiles. So he was the most influential Western medieval legal scholar and theologian that developed several concepts in modern philosophy. So aside from dun sa create niyang idea about sa, let's say, in understanding the Christian principles or the Christian doctrines, marami din siyang naiambag as when it comes to the yung mga, let's say, sa philosophy in it. Since yung focus niya is understanding, so kung saan nga ba nagsimula or saan nga ba nag-originate our human morality. So let's proceed on the next page. So Thomistic ethics. So Saint Thomas Aquinas' ethics is centered on the concept of natural law and then eternal law. So ito yung main focus ng ating itatakal ngayon. So dito sa natural law and eternal law, ito dito mai-explore natin, dito rin mai-explain kung saan nga ba nagsisimula or saan nga ba nag-originate yung ating moralidad or sa ating ethics as a human being. So for Aquinas, God in his divine providence plans for all things and directs all things to their proper order, to their proper purpose, or to their proper ends. And this plan that was set by God is what Aquinas called eternal law. So this eternal law came from God. So itong eternal law is also what we so call the God's law. So dito sa eternal law, kumbaga ito yung plano niya or saan nga ba niya ida-direct yung kanyang creation. At when it comes to the proper order, so yung proper order is that para siyang more on sa time. So the proper purpose, so in every creation, may kanya-kanya tayong purpose, may kanya-kanya tayong contribution in this universe. Like for example na lang sa sun, as a creation ng Panginoong nating Diyos, which is yung mga celestial bodies, the planets. So ano nga ba yung purpose ng sun? Is to give light, is to give buhay to sa mga tao. Let's just imagine na lang kung walang light, 'di ba? So how can we live in darkness? So another is the purpose. Ano nga bang purpose ng Earth? Is to kumbaga ito yung habitat natin. So may kanya-kanya silang purpose. And when it comes to flora and the fauna, which is yung mga animals and plants, may kanya-kanya din silang purpose in this universe. So ano nga ba yung purpose ng flora? Is to give us um let's just say yung mga elements, which is yung oxygen and many many more. When it comes dun sa fauna din, which is yung mga animals, meron din silang parte o meron silang purpose dito sa universe. Especially yung mga human, which is they are highly, or let's just say, kumbaga mataas yung expectation ng ating Panginoong Diyos at when it comes to their participation in this eternal law that was set by Him, that was set by God. So eternal law refers to the divine order or the rational plan that governs the functioning of the universe and is perceived as absolute. When we say absolute, fixed siya, hindi siya nababago. Universal, so yun, kailangan na-apply siya in everyone. Na-apply siya regardless sa kung ano man yung gender ng isang tao, regardless dun sa status niya, regardless sa race or ethnicity. So this eternal law is universal siya. Kumbaga, naa-apply siya in everyone and in everybody. And also, it is eternal. So, wala siyang ending, wala siyang beginning. So, it continuously exists. So, it guides all of creation, ensuring harmony and alignment with God's ultimate plan. So, yun nga sinasabi ko kanina, yung proper order ng ng creation niya. So, in order to maintain this harmony na sinasabi natin, kumbaga when we say harmony, ito yung kaayusan ng universe. Ito yung, let's say, yung function in every creation of this universe. So, kailangan there is this law in order to keep this, kumbaga, smooth. So, let's just imagine kung walang law. 'Di ba mas let's say hindi maayos yung isang bagay kung walang sinusunod na law. Kumbaga mas nagte-take over yung sinasabi nating chaos kung walang law na sinusunod. Since lahat tayo is that may kanya-kanya tayong pag-iisip. So once na walang law, kumbaga wala yung magpa-punish, wala yung magre-reward sa atin. So yung magiging result niya is that kumbaga shine-share lang natin sa kung ano nga ba yung sa tingin natin na tama. Kumbaga wala nang nasusunod. Kumbaga na ah, kumbaga yun, hindi na nami-maintain yung harmony na sinasabi natin. So example ng eternal law is the law of the universe, the law of nature, and the law of society. So these three are just medyo general example lang. So on the other hand naman, the natural order of things, which is nothing else but attainment of God's plan in the direction of all things, it what called the natural law. So dito naman sa natural law, so paano nga ba maa-achieve itong eternal law or yung um, this plan or this idea of God? So paano niya mai-execute is through this natural law na binild niya. So natural law refers to the rational creator's participation in the eternal law. It is the highest norm of human life bestowed upon us by the divine lawgiver. So this natural law or what we so-called human nature. But explain ko muna since in every creation, sa animals, sa plants, they do have this natural law. It's just sa human being, they also have this natural law. But mas special yung ating human nature since we do have this reasoning na sinasabi natin or rationality. So reasoning itself is the natural law in the sense that it ordains that good ought to be done and evil must be avoided. So since create tayo ng Diyos through His good will, kumbaga binigyan niya tayo ng reasoning. So this reasoning kumbaga it directs us or it guides us sa kung ano nga ba yung dapat nating gawin, sa kung ano nga ba yung mabuting gawin in order to, let's just say, to please God. Let's just or we can say na to somehow kumbaga makasunod or kumbaga makapag-participate tayo dito sa eternal law or the God's plan na sinasabi natin. So, differentiate lang natin the eternal and natural law. So, eternal law, principle, or the standard of of this universe. So, ito yung sinusunod ng lahat ng mga bagay. So, ito yung plan ng ating Panginoong Diyos. Ito yung plan, the ideal plan of this supreme being. So, it originates from God and based on His goodwill. So, when we say goodwill, kumbaga, ginawa niya itong eternal law in order for His creation. Kumbaga, ah it drives them sa kung ano nga ba yung mas nakabubuti since yun nga, we are created by God, by His good. God's ideal plan and direction for the universe. Ito na nga yung purpose, yung end and goal. So ano nga ba yung purpose? Bakit tayo create ng Diyos? Which is, hindi ko alam. Since nabanggit din ni Saint Thomas Aquinas that we do not fully understand this eternal law since meron lang tayong limited capacity to think or capacity to comprehend this eternal law, but somehow binigyan tayo ng Diyos which is the human nature to somehow understand it in a, sabi nating, mababaw or shallow lang, but it guides us pa rin to understand this eternal law, this ideal plan that was set by God. So humans with their limited knowledge cannot fully comprehend this eternal law. So yun yung sinasabi ko kanina, since we are not omniscient or we are not all-knowing beings, only God is omniscient na sinasabi ko. So, siya lang yung nakakaalam ng mga bagay-bagay. Yes, yun. So, it guides all of creation, ensuring harmony and alignment with God's ultimate plan. So, eternal law is absolute, universal, and eternal. So, ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina. Fix siya. Hindi siya nababago. Hindi siya nababago ng hindi siya nababago ng humans themselves. Kumbaga, eternal law is fixed siya, universal, applicable to all, and eternal. It doesn't have any ending or beginning. So all things, including animals, humans, celestial beings. So celestial beings are the stars, the sun, the moons, and many other more that we see in the cosmos. So beings are created by God in a certain way, intended to return to Him. So yun nga yung end natin is to unite with God. So, yun yung somehow understanding natin about this eternal law. So, we are created by God to do good things. And in the end, when you do good things, when you do good deeds, kumbaga babalik ka sa Kanya. Since yun yung pinaka-purpose daw natin. Why are we created in this universe? So, the natural law naman derives from the eternal law. It is also called human nature. So, itong natural law is based dun sa eternal law or what we so-called human nature. So, sabi ko nga kanina, lahat ng creation dito, they do have this natural law. So, this natural law, kumbaga ito yung mag-guide sa atin to act. Kumbaga ito yung inclinations or tendency to act in a certain way. So, yun nga lang, since humans are very special creation ng ating Panginoong Diyos, He gives us this reasoning or rationality. So this reasoning helps us distinguish good from evil that directs us to act what is morally acceptable. So yun nga. So once you have this reasoning, kumbaga maiisip mo or ma-analyze mo, tama ba tong ginagawa ko? mali ba 'tong ginagawa ko? So that's the point, ba't tayo binigyan ng, rationality or the capacity to reason. So natural law guides and directs us towards goodness, which is our final end, to unify with God. So yun daw yung final end natin, is to unite, to unify with God once again. So through natural law, human beings are naturally inclined to do good rather than evil. So ito na nga sinasabi ko kanina, that his creation is kumbaga nanggaling dun sa goodwill niya. So us being part of his creation is that we have this, sabi natin, nature natin or natural to us to act in a good manner, or in a, sabi nating sabi natin mabuting actions. So yun yung idea niya. So through natural law, human beings are naturally, so yun nga, we are naturally good beings. So therefore, if God given us capacity for reason, humans then are free beings compared to other God's creation who are inclined to act with their instincts. So ito, yung idea dito is that binigyan tayo ng Diyos the capacity to reason in order for us to let's say, or kumbaga ito, since meron tayong awareness about the goodness and evil, about the wickedness in our actions. Kumbaga, meron tayong active participation sa kung ano nga ba yung gagawin natin. Since if God given us this human capacity to reason, we also have this free will. Kumbaga, it's a matter of choice kung susundin mo ba itong eternal law or the natural law na sinasabi ng Diyos, or to deny it. Since meron tayong pag-iisip, malaya tayong mag-isip sa kung ano nga ba yung sa tingin natin tama o mabuting gawin. So that's the sense. Kaya tayo sinabing special creation of God. So we have this free will, or the freedom to choose to act in a good way or in a bad way. So it's up to you. It's your choice kung gusto mong maging mabuting tao or masamang tao. So the natural law, for Aquinas, natural law finds its origin and ultimate fulfillment in God. So nakabase yung natural law dun sa eternal law or God's plan. It is through living in accordance with natural law principles that human can strive towards their final end of union with God and attain true happiness and fulfillment. So this natural law, ito nga yung magda-direct, ito yung magga-guide sa atin in order for us to achieve this eudaimonia, this true happiness na kailangan nating ma-fulfill or kailangan nating ma-attain as a human being. So natural law provides a stable foundation for moral reasoning. So ito, yung natural law natin, since it's our capacity to reason, our rationality as a human being, kumbaga ito yung magga-guide sa atin, ito yung magda-direct sa atin through our moral reasoning, our moral action. So, let's compare na lang. Let's imagine, yung isang aso, since wala silang capacity, yung isang, let's say, yung animal na lang in general, they don't have this capacity to reason, or they don't have this rationality na sinasabi natin. So, kumbaga, yung nagda-drive lang sa kanila is this instinct na sinasabi natin. Since our instinct, kumbaga natural inclination natin, kumbaga natural tendency to act sa kung ano nga ba yung nature lang natin. But since us as a human being, we have this special natural human nature, which is yung reasoning nga na sinasabi ko. So, this reasoning guides us to act sa kung ano nga ba yung mabuti at sa kung ano nga ba yung masama. So, basic tenets of natural law, when we say tenets, ito yung mga principles or ito yung mga foundations of this natural law. So, eternal law of God is revealed through the natural law. So, through this natural law, nagkakaroon tayo ng somehow understanding um, or idea about this ideal plan that was set by God in this universe, in His creation in general. So, natural law, number 2, natural law is revealed to all people through human reason. So, yun nga, the natural law itself is our rationality or our capacity to reason. The natural laws are universal and unchangeable basis to judge individuals, culture, and societies. Ito yung natural law, so universal din siya. So it is applicable to all. It is unchangeable basis to judge individual cultures and societies. So sabi ko nga kanina, itong natural law is the one that guides us, that directs us to act morally. So number 4, everything in the world has its own nature or purpose, the natural law of being. So sabi ko kanina, when it comes to the celestial bodies, the flora, the fauna, the human being, may kanya-kanya silang purpose, may kanya-kanya silang sabi natin contribution in this universe. So number 5, humanity has an essential rational nature. So yun, we have this capacity to reason that makes us special compared to other creation of this supreme being. So human person can know through reason what is in accord on his own nature of which is good. So yun nga, through our capacity to reason, it will directs us sa kung ano nga ba yung mabuti or masamang gawin. So it's up to you. It's our choice. Since we are a free being, we have this free will. We have this kalayaan sa kung ano nga ba yung gusto nating gawin sa buhay. So, varieties of law naman. So, dito, Aquinas defines law as a dictate of reason. So, ano nga ba yung ibig sabihin nun? So, without this law, without this benchmark or standard, since, sabi ko nga, objectivism ang idea ni Thomas Aquinas about our morality. So, this law is actually nagbe-base siya dun sa eternal law or the natural law na sinasabi natin. So, siya yung nag-guide sa atin in order for us to act what is good or what is bad. Without this law, how can we say na masama ang isang bagay, di ba? Paano natin masasabi na mabuti ang isang bagay? Since wala tayong benchmark, wala tayong standard, wala tayong pagbibasean sa kung ano nga ba yung tama o mali. So this dictate of reason is primarily from the ruler. So ruler is God himself to ensure the order and proper functioning of everything in the community. So sabi ko kanina, let's imagine na kung saan yung isang society or isang community ay wala silang sinusunod na law. Kumbaga as a person, kumbaga syempre gagawin ko kung ano nga ba yung gusto ko. Kumbaga naging self-centered tayo when it comes to this idea. Kumbaga kapag ka walang law, excuse me, di ba kapag ka walang law, kumbaga there's no such thing as harmony. Chaos takes place since all of us humans, may kanya-kanya tayong desire sa buhay. So once na walang law, walang magpapunish dun sa bad actions natin. Kung walang law, walang magre-reinforce or walang magre-reward dun sa good actions natin. So that's the sense of law, is to actually the one that guides us in order to properly function in this community, to maintain this harmony. So by the same reason, it discovers different laws, the eternal, natural, and the human and divine law. So there are 4 laws na ma-discuss natin. So eternal law, na-discuss ko naman na kanina, is the highest form of law, which is the ultimate source of all law and encompasses the divine plan and purpose of creation. So you must remember that this eternal law, kumbaga siya yung pinakamataas, kumbaga wala nang mas hihigit or magsusurpass or that sa kung ano nga ba yung other laws. Kumbaga siya yung highest form of law. So, ito yung foundation of these other 3 laws. So, natural law naman ay derived from the eternal law. So, naka-base tayo dito sa eternal law. So, kumbaga, eternal law, then natural law. So, it is the moral principles inherent in human nature. So, sabi ko nga kanina, ito yung gift, ito yung regalo sa atin ng Diyos, which is our capacity to reason, in order for us to freely participate in this eternal law, in this God's plan. So it provides a rational basis for moral reasoning, and it guides human actions towards fulfilling the natural inclinations in accordance with the divine order. So basically, natural law is the one that guides us to reach this plan of God for His creation. So divine law naman, it consists of law revealed by God through religious scripture, tradition, or prophetic revelation. So ito naman, yung divine law, if you're familiar with the Bible, sa Christian beliefs, in Islam naman, the Quran, and many other more, like the Vedas, or hindi ako nagkakamali, the Vedas, which is from the Hinduism, and many more. So, tradition, so ito yung mga practices natin, or mga prophetic revelations, yung mga nababasa natin dun sa Bible, or yung mga naririnig nyo during worship or preaching day, yung mga revelation, ganun. So, it supplements and clarifies natural law, providing additional guidance for moral living and spiritual fulfillment. So, yung main purpose ng divine law is the one para siyang parang same din lang sa natural law. Kumbaga, this divine law will give us somehow understanding about this eternal law. So through religious practices and holy scriptures, so yun, nagkakaroon tayo ng idea. So this divine law, nagkakaroon tayo ng idea about this eternal law. So, religious precepts, commandments, yung mga Ten Commandments, the Seven Deadly Sins, di ba? So, kumbaga yun, nagsaserve as a guide sa atin kung tama ba or mali yung ginagawa natin. So, ano nga ba yung mga Ten Commandments? Hindi ko rin memorize. And also the Seven Deadly Sins. Ayan. So, yun yung divine law. Kumbaga ito yung mga scriptures, mga religious traditions, or the prophetic revelation. That's, kumbaga parang ito rin yung nagbibigay sa atin ng idea about this eternal law. So human law naman, ito yung serves as a practical application of natural principles aiming to promote justice, order, and the common good within the society. So through natural law, kumbaga dito rin nanggagaling yung human law. So human law to natural law. Since our laws, kumbaga if you're familiar yung mga Republic Acts, so mga naka-base din siya sa mga reasoning or what we so call yung mga rationality. So hindi ka makakapag-create ng isang law kung wala kang sense of reasoning, di ba? So it consists of laws and legal systems created by human authorities for the governance of society. So marami tayong na-establish na mga batas na sinusunod natin in order for us to kumbaga somehow ma-maintain natin yung goodness of our actions, and at the same time dito natin kumbaga nagbe-base din tayo kung legal ba or illegal yung isang action. So it may not always perfectly align with natural law. So Aquinas argues that just human laws should reflect the principle of natural law to be valid. So kailangan naka-base siya dun sa sinasabi nating natural law. Kumbaga, once na nagko-contradict yung human law, kumbaga, ito, example na lang dito is the idea of the legalization ng abortion. Since maraming kumokondena or against about this law, kumbaga, classic example siya dito sa human law. Sinasabi dito na it may not always perfectly align with the natural law since as a human being, 'di ba? Yung natural law natin or yung human nature is through reasoning. Though it guides us to act what is good. So, does killing is good? It depends. Pero yung idea niya, kung makakailangan itong human law ay naka-base pa rin dun sa natural law. Kung itong law na ito, the natural law, the divine law, and human law, must be kailan consistent with this eternal law, with this God's plan. So, that's the variety of law. So, human's natural inclination, to yung since we have this human nature, we have this tendency to act. So, ito yung mga principles ng human's natural inclination. So kapag kasi sabi natin human's natural inclination, this is our tendency to act in a certain way. So action principle, basically the nature of human persons to survive, to reproduce, to socialize, and to know the truth and God. This enable people to do good and choose those that pleases their God. So action principle, kumbaga ito lang yung ano nga ba yung nagda-drive sa atin to act. So, through survival, through reproduction, through socialization, and it it also enables us, this action principle, to choose sa kung ano nga ba yung mga good actions that pleases God. So survival principles, or what is called self-preservation, is basic to all beings. So ano nga ba yung sinasabi ng self-preservation? Kumbaga, yun na, pre-preserve mo or you take care of yourself. Kumbaga, you're running away from any danger. Kumbaga, taking care of oneself. So every being normally takes care of its own life and transmit it to the next generation, thus committing suicide and unnatural and immoral. So ito na yung idea dito, is that kumbaga yung eternal law, our purpose is that as a human being, one purpose of our being created is that kumbaga we procreate. Kapag sinabi procreate is that kumbaga nag-create din tayo ng life. Is that we should not also kumbaga we do not take life, we procreate life. Kaya yun yung sinasabi na dito na committing suicide is unnatural and immoral. So propagation principles, all species propagate for self-preservation. So all living species, including humans, are naturally sexual. So that's the purpose of making sex or engaging in sex, is to procreate only. So outside of that purpose, kumbaga matatawag siyang sin, since what do you call this? Para siyang sexual perversion na ang tawag doon. So premarital sex, nakikipag-sex sa basta yun. So the purpose of engaging in sex is to procreate. Pro ano ba yan? Is to procreate or to make life. Kumbaga yan lang yung purpose ng our sexual nature that was based in the idea of Thomas Aquinas. So morality principles, so yun nga, since we have this natural tendency to, or the reason or the capacity to reason, kumbaga ito yung inclination, our human inclination to act sa kung ano nga ba yung mabuti. So it guides us when it comes to our morality. So next is a social principle. So human as a social being live in peace and harmony with others. So kailangan andun yung social interest na sinasabi natin. You selflessly, parang you should not be selfish sa kung yun yung kanya, yung idea niya. Kailangan you should not be self-centered. Kumbaga kino-consider mo, andun yung empathy, yung compassion and care to other people. So kumbaga hindi ka lang dapat nakafocus sa sarili mo. So yun nga, andun dapat yung social interest na sinasabi ko. So you care for yourself and at the same time you care for other people. So truth principle, humans use their will and reason in seeking the truth which is found in God. So we have this inclination then or tendency to act, kumbaga to seek our creator. So that's the point of the truth principle. Kung hinahanap natin, ano nga ba yung purpose ko dito sa mundo? Ano nga ba yung purpose ko dito? Bakit ako nabubuhay? So that's the point of the truth principle. Hinahanap natin, ano nga ba yung katotohanan? Ano nga ba yung purpose ko dito sa mundong ibabaw na ito? So, that's the truth principle. In the life principle, natural law as a participation in an eternal law is revealed in nature, especially human nature. This is the moral law to which people are naturally inclined to act and do good and avoid evil. So, ito yung life principle ng human beings is to act in a good way, not in an evil way. Kung kailangan i-avoid natin yung wickedness. Kumbaga, kailangan in everything that we do, kailangan andun yung fino-foster natin or pino-promote natin yung goodness. So, dito na tayo. So, how can we achieve happiness or eudaimonia? So, paano nga ba natin nare-reach yung our ending or our final end? Since nabanggit ko nga kanina, our ending is to unify with God, which is the eudaimonia. So following Aristotle, Aquinas believes that human persons have rational appetite or will that guides all acts and achieve their ends or goods. So yun nga, yun yung purpose natin is to, yun yung purpose din ng ating capacity to reason is that ito yung nag-guide sa atin in order for us to properly meet our ends. All their ends or goods ultimately leads to happiness, which is not power, glory, fame, wealth, honor, and pleasure. So yun yung sinasabi ko kanina. The true happiness is not achieved through these earthly desires or sa kung ano nga ba yung mga material na bagay na sinasabi natin. It does not come from power, power over other people, or the glory na nakukuha natin, the fame, pagiging popular, the wealth, yung kayamanan, the honor, and pleasure. So, we do not, kumbaga, hindi ito yung tunay na happiness na kailangan nating i-attain. Kumbaga, it should be beyond these things. Kailangan, in order for us to achieve this state of eudaimonia, kailangan happiness should come from God, or let's just say kailangan naka-base dun sa sinasabi nating the eternal law. Kailangan through this eternal law, kumbaga ito yung the one that guides us to achieve the true happiness or the or the state of eudaimonia, which is to unify once again with God. Kumbaga andun yung yung unite, parang andito yung ah yun nga yung sasabihin natin yung the heaven. So yun yung sense ng eudaimonia. Kumbaga the true happiness is not, kumbaga hindi siya nanggagaling dito sa earth. Kumbaga in the idea of Christian ideologies, kumbaga true happiness is achieved only in or what they so called the heaven. So the true happiness is found only in God. So let's first define eudaimonia. So eudaimonia is considered the ultimate goal of human life and is achieved through virtuous actions. So kailangan dito yung virtues natin. Kapag sinabi nating virtues, di ba yung mga good qualities that we have in order for us to the one that directs us to kumbaga ilapit natin yung sarili natin. So true virtues, kumbaga ito yung the one that guides us to act what is good and to avoid evil. So, eudaimonia is not merely a state of pleasure. So, yun nga sinasabi ko. Hindi siya through our earthly desires or mga material things or contentment, but rather a state of deep fulfillment and flourishing that arises from living a virtuous and meaningful life. So, once you have this state of eudaimonia, para siyang sense of fulfillment, the sense of meaningful life. Umaga, through this through following dun sa goodwill ng ating Panginoong Diyos, saka mo lang siya ma-reach yung state of eudaimonia through following His goodwill. So, yun yung idea niya. So, in order for us to achieve the happiness or eudaimonia, sinasabi ko, is that we should not be based only sa kung ano nga ba yung desires natin, our earthly desires, yung mga kayamanan or fame na hinahanap natin or many more like mga material things. So, kailangan in order for us to reach this state of true happiness or the eudaimonia, kailangan kumbaga andun yung goodness, regardless sa kung ano man meron ka. As long as you have this state of deep fulfillment, which is doing sa kung ano nga ba yung gusto ng Diyos, surrendering sa kung ano nga ba yung kagustuhan mo, kailangan, andito, yung goodwill, dun tayo nagbe-base nga, di ba? So, kailangan, through God, through His plan na sinusunod natin, tsaka lang natin na achieve yung true happiness or eudaimonia. So, the ultimate happiness in God is a moral principle that dictates every behavior. The closer the behavior is to happiness or God, the better it is. And the farther it is to happiness, the worse it is. So, meaning lang yan is that kailangan in our behavior, kailangan nakasaalang-alang yung sa kung ano nga ba yung gusto ng Diyos. So ano nga ba yung gusto ng Diyos sa atin is to act sa kung ano nga ba yung mabuti, di ba? So once na you do not act sa kung ano nga ba yung gusto niya, which is yung pagiging mabuti, or let's just say kabutihan, is that kumbaga napapalayo ka dito sa happiness or sa eudaimonia na sinasabi natin. So kailangan, in order for you to reach, simply just to follow sa kung ano nga ba yung kagustuhan ng Diyos. So ano nga ba yung kagustuhan ng Diyos is sa kung ano nga ba yung ikabubutilin lang natin. Hindi naman siya yung ikasasamain, di ba? So happiness is and will be through the moral virtues. So because there is no happiness without virtue and no virtue without self-struggle. So kailangan ma-develop din natin itong virtue, yung moral virtues na to, in order for us to attain this our final end, which is the happiness that that was set by us by God. It's to unify once again with Him. So Aquinas, following Aristotle, holds that there are basic virtues that need to be developed first as the foundation of other moral virtues. So kailangan there is this virtue muna na kailangan nating ma-develop or kailangan nating ma-reach muna in order for us to kailangan, kumbaga ito kasi yung foundation eh. So if you have these basic virtues, so it will guide you sa kung ano din yung mga for the latter virtues din na kailangan mo in order for you to reach this state of eudaimonia. So there are four cardinal virtues. So first is a prudence. So the controls the intellect in making choices. So prudence most likely in our decision making, since we have this capacity to reason yan, sinasabi ko. So being prudent is, kumbaga kino-consider natin yung mga bagay-bagay before making a decisions or action. So courage, control emotions in facing danger. So 'di ba yung sa courage natin pagiging matapang. In order for us to achieve this happiness na sinasabi na, kailangan natin maging matapang in when facing adversities or difficulties. Kailangan natin maging matapang in order for us to thrive this life, this paghihirap natin sa mundong ito. So justice, pagiging fair, pagiging just, pagiging ano pa ba? Ayan nga, when controls the wills and relating others. Kailangan pantay dapat. Kumbaga kailangan fair ka, kailangan just ka, kailangan impartial ka. So temperance then controls the desires and passions. So this temperance is actually very important then, since we are tempted every day, every day. So, kailangan we must develop this temperance in order for us to, kumbaga hindi tayo mapalayo sa kung ano nga ba yung plan for us of God, since I'll give an example about temptations. Like for example, yung lust, di ba? Lust in the form of um in wealth, in sexual, or in many other more. Basta yung temperance, ano yung dapat control when it comes to our desires and passions. So, prudence principle is the right reason in action. So, prudence principle or the practical wisdom is also called the mother or measure of all the virtues and emotional health. So, it's called the mother of beautiful and the secret of becoming beautiful. So, yun nga, sinasabi ko kanina. Once you have this virtue of prudence, kumbaga it will guide you. Kumbaga, magkakaroon ka ng idea. Kumbaga, na-analyze mo yung isang situation before making an action, before making a decision. So, being prudent includes understanding the first principles or natural goods in life, such as truth, life, religion, and family. So, it is also means having practical memory, the ability to recall and learn from facts, experience, and mistakes. So, kumbaga, itong prudence, para siyang kaakibat din ng knowledge or wisdom. So, this wisdom and knowledge is the one that guides us sa kung ano nga ba yung dapat nating gawin or sa kung ano nga ba yung decisions na dapat nating gawin. So, furthermore, prudence is open-mindedness. So, kailangan open tayo in many things. It's pwede nating sabihin na kahit na against siya dun sa paniniwala mo, kailangan mo maging open-minded in order for you to understand, to fully understand yung isang bagay. If you do not have this open-mindedness, pagiging narrow-minded or pagiging close-minded, how are you supposed to understand yung mga bagay-bagay kung if you do not allow yourself to, consider different perspective, multiple perspective from other people, 'di ba? So kailangan you have this open-mindedness in everything, in every day of your life. So prudence essentially applies to the principle of proportionality. So kapag nasinig natin proportionality, di ba, para siyang proportion or kailangan pantay. So in Roman Catholic martyrology theology, proportionality is the reasonable balance between human activity and consequences. So sa idea ng Roman Catholic theology, proportionality is that, kumbaga dito, ah, binabalance natin sa kung ano nga ba yung human activity and consequences. So, when making a decisions or actions, kailangan ina-analyze natin yung ah magiging kalalabasan or magiging result ng ating activity or ating actions. So, that's the idea of proportionality. So, courage principle naman tayo. So, courage is the perseverance in adversity. So, when we say perseverance, di ba? Nagpe-persevere ka. Kumbaga, kahit na mahirap ang isang bagay, you still continue kasi nga, you have this, sabihin na nating paniniwala sa sarili mo na kaya mo. So, perseverance in adversity. So, kahit nahihirapan ka na, andun pa rin. Kumbaga, you need to be courageous in order for you to attain so kung ano nga ba yung sinet mo para sa sarili mo. To attain this, what we so-called uh, goal for yourself. So, kailangan we need to be courageous in everything that we do. So, moral courage is being cautious but certain in front of danger and risk. It is a strength and endurance to control emotions, to bear suffering, fear, uncertainty, anxiety, and pressure. So, di ba, na-discuss natin previously yung mga types of moral courage, ay yung mga types ng courage. We have the moral courage, so kung mga pinaglalaban mo sa kung ano nga ba yung sa tingin mo tama. Intellectual courage is you engage yourself sa kung ano nga ba yung mga dapat or when we say yung mga knowledge na kailangan mong i-attain or many other more. The emotional courage in overcoming yung mga negative experiences or sabihin natin yung yun, negative experiences, negative feelings. We also have the physical courage, which is facing or overcoming your physical dangers or yung mga physical fears. So, moral courage is not recklessness. Yung sabi ko nga kanina, based kay Aristotle, di ba? Kailangan balance dapat. Andun pa rin yung presence ng pagiging andun pa rin yung presence ng fear. But at the same time, andin yung presence ng pagiging confidence or pagiging courageous. Kumbaga it's a matter of choice, this courage na sinasabi natin. So, kailangan balance, 'di ba? So hindi dapat siya mas lamang yung fear. Hindi rin dapat mas lamang yung pagiging confident or pagiging reckless. At kumbaga andun pa rin yung dalawang element, send pa rin yung dalawang element na yan. So, it is greater than all of this. It is spiritual intellectual virtue that priorities principles and ideals and are more than anything else. So courage is very important virtue in our lives. This courage principle na sinasabi natin. So once you have this courage, you have this perseverance kahit na nahihirapan ka na, you still continue to persevere. So you still continue kahit na nahihirapan ka na. So, temperance principle or temperance is the practice of self-control, abstention, and moderation. So, andito yung balance. Kailangan nating we do not engage sa kung ano nga ba yung mga temptations. Kailangan andun pa rin. We hold firm. We must control ourselves. So, temperance is self-restraint. So, andun, nire-restrain natin yung sarilan. Kumbaga, andun yung discipline, the self-control, the regulation. Kumbaga, kailan nare-regulate natin yung sarili natin. Nare-regulate natin yung mga actions na ginagawa natin. And moderation towards attraction to pleasure and created goods. So, yun yan. Sinasabi ko kanina. Kailangan we should not focus sa kung ano nga ba yung mga material na bagay, yung mga earthly desires. So, kailangan we should be more engaged sa kung ano nga ba yung spiritually good, sa kung ano nga ba yung mas nakabubuti para sa lahat, para sa atin. So, temperance is the best practice by many people through abstinence in food and drink, sexual pleasures, so yung mga, sabi natin, let's for example na lang yung mga walang control sa mga kinakain nila, when it comes to binge drinking, pag-iinom, pagbibisyo, pagsusugal. So, para siyang absence or the lack of temperance or the sexual pleasures, o yung mga laging nakikipag-sex diyan sa kung kani-kanino. So others are also good at having proper diet and exercise, being thrifty. So highly well-tempered people are chaste, charitable, diligent, patient, kind, and humble. So kailangan andun pa rin yung nababalance pa rin natin. So andun pa rin yung presence ng negative and at the same time positive. So it's a matter of balance din lang between those two elements. So self-control in simple aspects of life, not only a strong character but also a happy life. So once you have this self-control, nagle-lead siya to a more fulfilling life, to a more, sabihin natin, mas magandang pamumuhay if you have this self-control or self-discipline. So self-indulgence and sensuality are forms of intemperance. So self-indulgence most likely para siyang sobra-sobrang sa-satisfy ng mga kagustuhan natin, yung mga desires natin. Like for example, ah, panonood ng TV maghapon, pagse-cellphone maghapon, kumbaga wala ka ng control sa sarili mo. The sensuality, kumbaga andin din yung mga, if you're familiar with the hookup culture, that's para din lang siyang the form of the lack or the absence of temperance that drive people towards enslaving and additive sins or vices. So ito yung if you do not have this temperance principle, most likely ito yung magle-lead din sa'yo to act in an sabihin natin unpleasant action or let's say a sin o mga kasalanan, 'di ba? So yun. So, justice principle, yung pinakalas. So, justice is giving what fairly belongs to others and to God. So, yun nga, nagiging impartial tayo, nagiging fair, nagiging just as when it comes to our thinking, to our actions, and to our decisions in life. So, kailan kinoconsider natin regardless man sa kung ano yung status ng isang tao, kahit na mahirap siya or mayaman, kung if you have this justice, regardless sa kung ano yung status niya, kumbaga binibigay mo sa kung ano nga ba yung dapat or nararapat na ibigay sa kanya. So justice is fairness that consists in giving to God and the neighbor what is due to each of them. So yun, binibigay natin sa kung ano nga ba yung nararapat sa isang tao. Kumbaga yung inherent right nila or the natural right nila or the inborn right, kailangan kino-consider natin siya regardless sa kung ano man yung status nila. So this disposition enables people to respect others. So once you have this justice, if once na nagiging patas ka, syempre nirerespeto mo yung ibang tao, 'di ba? Regardless sa kung ano man yung estado nila sa buhay, mahirap man o mayaman. And their rights, so kailangan i-consider din natin yung mga karapatang pantao nila. So they can live in harmoniously, peacefully, and prosperously. So if you have this justice, kumbaga nagfo-foster din siya ng harmony, the peace and prosperity within your with your fellow human being. So nevertheless, all of these four cardinal virtues for Aquinas will fail and could not reach the highest happiness without the theological virtues of faith, hope, and love. So these four principles na na-discuss natin, hindi pa rin siya enough. So kailangan we have these theological virtues of faith, hope, and love in order for us to become successful in reaching this eudaimonia or the true happiness na sinet sa atin ng Diyos. So if you do not hate, excuse me, if you do not have faith, hope, and love, kahit na meron kang justice principle, courageous principle, or the virtues, ano pa ba yung dalawa? Medyo nakalimutan ko na. Basta yon. So if you do not faith, hope, and love, kumbaga hindi mo pa rin siya ma-achieve, hindi mo pa rin ma-achieve yung state of eudaimonia. So these heavenly virtues, so ito yung pinakamataas na virtues since sabi niya heavenly virtues, kailangan din yung faith, hope, and love. So ano nga ba yung faith? Faith is disposes to recognize, believe, and trust in God. Kung ito yung paniniwala natin sa Diyos, kailangan ano ba yung right? Ano ba yung Tagalog ng faith? Kung ano yung pananampalataya nga, kailangan magtiwala tayo sa Kanya. And hope disposes people to always long or wish for Him. So yun, tama ba yung pag-asa. So in everyday life, kailangan andun yung pag-asa na sinasabi natin. Pag-asa through, dun sa pagkilala natin sa Diyos. Kumbaga we should depend on Him in everything that we do, sa kung ano man yung mangyari natin sa buhay. Kailangan magkaroon tayo ng hope na eventually magiging better din or magiging maayos din ang mga bagay-bagay. So love finally disposes people to desire Him, to serve Him, and to worship Him. So kailangan andun yung pagmamahal na sinasabi natin since we are a free being, we have free will. So kailangan andun pa rin yung pagmamahal, hindi lang siya yung pagkakaroon ng faith o pagkakaroon ng hope, kailangan andun yung pagmamahal na sinasabi natin. So, if you have love towards Him, so you desire Him, kumbaga andun yung pag-serve natin sa Kanya and to worship Him. So, to exercise these virtues, people should contemplate on God's will and not according to the will of people and the human reason. So, yun nga. So, kailangan mag-base tayo doon sa kagustuhan ng Diyos para sa atin. So, kailangan naka-base pa rin doon sa Kanya. So, this domestic principle, what is good or right, is anything done out of virtue because it brings happiness with God. So, pinaka-main principle ng idea ni Thomas Aquinas is that kailangan in everything that we do, kailangan naka-base tayo dito sa eternal law or the eternal plan or the God's plan na sinasabi natin. So, kailangan in this domestic principle, our morality is that kailangan naka-base pa rin siya sa kung ano nga ba yung true the goodness of our nature. Since, yun nga, nasabi ko kanina, we are created through God's goodwill. So, for His creation din, kailangan maging mabuti din tayo. Kailangan maging maayos din tayo in order for us to achieve this um, eudaimonia or the unification or the pagiging unite or pag-unite natin sa Diyos. So that's the topic for tonight. So tapos na. So tandaan niyo lang, yung morality natin is based on God, is based sa kung ano nga ba yung itinuturo niya sa atin. So, God is the standard in our morality, of our morality. So, that's it. And we're done.